Jo, det är helt verkligen samfällt. Sorry, man. Shit.
This is really delicately done, and it had such a beautiful level of empathy throughout for our main character, who just carried the emotions of this piece, and you knew exactly where he was on this journey, and you were really rooting for him because he was so honest. It really captured that the insureness and that awkwardness of the time of life where you're figuring out your hormones and kind of paving the path to figure out who you are, and especially in terms of sexuality. I thought the devices of using the text messages felt very relevant, especially in traversing online dating, and really set it in a modern day stance.
This film was so sweet. The main character was so pure and innocent and lovely. I really enjoyed watching his story arc and seeing him overcome himself, overcome his fear, and by one, accepting the date, but also two, coming out to his parents. Because even though, and I was so happy that they had a positive reaction to it, even though they were very accepting and open, they didn't make it easy for him by just assuming that his love interest or the date he was going on was a woman or a girl. And I think that that's something that a lot of people should try to practice. It's something that I practice in my own life, of just never assuming gender. I really enjoyed this film. It was just so sweet. The acting was amazing. I really felt the love and the connection and the chemistry between the parents, but also the nervousness and the bravery and all of those things that I think all of us at one point or another have felt, the first date jitters, and especially if you're meeting somebody for the first time. I could definitely just put myself in his shoes. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed this film. It was very sweet.
I love the character of Andri as a whole, and I thought his actor did an amazing job within the role. His face is so youthful, but yet also played with a lot of hard emotions, and I couldn't ask for a more perfect reaction from his father. It was a really great way to tie up all the loose ends there, and I feel like the filmmakers hijacked my emotions a little bit and really got me to invest in the characters. And overall, I'm happy to have seen this film. So, Jen?
I thought the concept of coming out while you're not actually there was executed brilliantly, first of all, but also a really interesting choice to kind of make it just in general, and I thought that they did it in a really great way. And I also loved that they took time to show not only his relationship with kind of each of the parents, but also the parents' relationship, and probably what he had witnessed as a romantic relationship growing up, as his parents as the role models. And I think that they did a really good job of that as well, because that's not often something that gets shown. And so I really liked that they added that.
What's great about short films like this is that they highlight that while that struggle and that fear is very real inside everyone, that conflict is not necessarily present inside every family. So what you have in a film like this that is great is it inspires those who do come from families that have conflict and represents those that do not. So it balances out kind of in both ways. It's important to show and represent the many different kinds of families that are out there, both tolerant and intolerant. And it's quite refreshing to, of course, when we do get exposed to the stories that are of tolerance and love and acceptance, such as this one here. Beautifully done, greatly acted.
I think this one was beautifully done. The sort of coming out or coming of age story has been told and retold a number of times, but the beauty of that story is there's always a unique voice behind it, and this film does a great job at capturing that voice in a really sort of sweet, sentimental, but grounded and real way too. And you know, when we think we've got a couple of the characters, namely the parents, pegged, we get surprised at the end, which I thought was just delightful. So all in all, it comes together really well.
I really, really like this one. I think the use of graphics for the text messages was very inventive. We've seen kind of text messages on screen so many times now, so for it to come up that type of way, I really appreciated that, because it's something fresh, something new. Even though it's something very small, I really liked how they were able to not only show with the actor, but also in what he's typing. And I really, really liked seeing that. And also the performances. The performances were really, really good. I think the music as well. I think the music and the editing really, really sold this story. It's a very short, but it felt like it could almost go on longer, but by the way it was edited, I feel like it was a complete whole story, and I really, really liked it. The direction as well, with the actors, I think did a great job. Of the overall execution from the cinematography was gorgeous. The editing was very on point.